If you have a health savings account, today we're going to talk about a little known secret to take tax-free withdrawals in retirement. Today we're going to show you how to take advantage of this tax loophole. Hey there, it's Anthony and Alex, and if you're new here, we're certified financial planners. We help folks with all things tax, retirement, and investments. Today we're going to talk about a special tax loophole that has to do with health savings accounts. So, Alex, let's start with who can have an HSA.
Yeah. So who can have an HSA? To be able to contribute to an HSA, you need to be enrolled in what's called a high deductible healthcare plan. One important caveat, it's important to note that once you're on Medicare, okay, you can no longer contribute to an HSA. So just want to make sure that's clear, especially for folks as they get older.
Yeah, and the higher deductible health plan, sometimes people shy away from those, and even though it can be a good benefit, and they turn towards paying, quite a bit more for full benefit type health plans when this is actually a good benefit.
Yeah. The HSA plans are unique because they have what's called a triple tax benefit.
Right.
There's quite literally no other account out there like it. It's incredibly powerful. So let's pull this on the screen real quick as people can follow along. The first tax benefit is contributions are tax deductible. So again, great for folks that are in those higher income tax brackets. They get a deduction for those contributions. The growth inside of your HSA, whether or not you keep it in cash and you earn a little bit of interest or you end up investing some of the funds, the growth inside that account is tax deferred. And then finally, when you take qualified medical distributions from your HSA, those withdrawals can come out tax-free. Now, again, a lot of people will be like, well, what's a qualified medical distribution? Some things are clear, some things are a little gray. There's a really nice resource that I found it helpful. It's called the HSA Store, so we'll put that in the comments. In the show notes, people can use that. You can basically check to see if your medical expenses are qualified under an HSA plan to be deductible.
Yeah, and most people use HSAs like a medical checking account. I put money in, I have an expense, I take it back out. But with a little bit of organization, planning ahead, managing your cash flow, this can be a huge benefit later on down the road.
Yeah, so again, if you have the cash flow, you should definitely look at taking advantage of this plan, especially folks that either might be like A, maxing out their HSA each year, and then B, also have excess cash flow left over to pay for those medical expenses. That can be a big win for them. Again, you don't have to reimburse yourself for those medical expenses in the same year or same plan year that you incur those medical expenses. If you incur that medical expense, you can just write it down, and then you can reimburse yourself from the HSA at a later date. Now, record keeping is really important when you do this, right? When you have a medical expense and you don't reimburse yourself, but you write it down, that record keeping is really important. We'll put this on the screen. This is directly from the IRS website, and you'll want to do 3 things. Note that you must keep sufficient records that show distributions were exclusively to pay or reimburse qualified medical expenses. 2, that the medical expenses hadn't been previously paid or reimbursed, and then that the medical expenses hadn't been taken as an itemized deduction in any year. Record keeping is really important here. You want to make sure you don't run into any problems with an audit or the IRS down the road.
Yeah, and one easy way to start can just be with the small things, right?
Yep.
Is you're at the store, you're picking up children's Tylenol, and if that qualifies, you're not going to necessarily make a separate purchase with your HSA card just for that particular thing. You can just note it on a spreadsheet, keep the receipt, and then add those things up. Later on, you can take out tax-free
It's a great
income.
tax benefit for folks, especially if they invest the money. They can let it grow, compound, tax deferred in the future. So awesome benefit.
And let us know what you think. Have you used an HSA to create a pool of tax-free income in retirement? Why or why not? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you like today's content, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.